Stop trying to shut down a woman's voice. Didn't know you hate women.
We haven't had an episode in like 2 weeks.
It's
right?
Paul's fault, yeah. And the real...
You say that every time.
Because
every single episode.
Because here's the crutch of it. Who has invited guests on this every time? Me.
I have.
No. I have organized the guests on it every single time. And on top of that, you never want to just record with me because you don't really want to get to know me anymore. And that's just mean.
I'm going to plug the socials. Two-Pack Taper on Spotify, Instagram, and YouTube.
Meow.
Like I said before, this episode's going to have cats all over the place. They're on some shit. Like, subscribe, comment. Definitely give us a 5 stars on Spotify. It pushes the podcast, so we would love that. And yeah, we're back after a little hiatus. Feels like we just got busy. I started a new job. We've both been running a lot, right?
Yeah. What other excuses do you have?
You've been treating me just very poorly. So just before this podcast, Mac cup of soup me. And some people might not be familiar with what that is. So it's when you flatulate into your own hand and then you put it in somebody else's mouth. She seemed to think it was really funny. And I was actually just trying to like have a conversation with her.
No, that's not what actually happened. What happened was Paul's really aggressive towards me. And if anyone, if anyone's listening to this, help. Because I was trying to hug him and cuddle on the couch. And actually when he was standing up. And so I went and gave him a hug and I said, pick me up. And he did. And he body slammed me onto the couch. It's not funny. It was not funny. And then he sat on my lap and I couldn't breathe. And I kept saying, I can't breathe. Get off. I can't breathe. And I literally pushed so hard to try to get him off. And he thought it was hilarious. And so then I went upstairs and I was pouting because he was mean. And he came up and tried to apologize. And so, yes, I did toot into my hand and throw it in your face. But that's just how...
Cats are just launching off the table.
That's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, yeah.
So, are we going to make amends right here, right now, on record? I apologize.
As you should.
For sitting on you.
Well, I don't apologize for shit.
You can't fart in people. You can't fart in people's mouths. You just can't.
I didn't do that into someone's mouth.
You know what I mean? It smells worse when you cup it in your hand because it like isolates.
It didn't smell.
It isolates the
It
stench.
didn't smell.
It did.
It didn't. Paul,
you didn't
it
taste
didn't.
It. I had to taste it.
You did not. One, you didn't taste it.
It went down my throat like a little bit of like a drink of water.
It didn't.
Yeah.
Now you're just lying.
I'm serious.
He's a liar.
We're gonna keep it short tonight because it's already late. We had dinner.
And again, like I said, I want to know the real hard hitting question is why don't you want to record with just me?
Mac is leaving for Denver tomorrow.
You're avoiding my question.
Well, no, and I'm about to record a bunch of episodes while you're gone.
No one wants to listen to just you on this mic.
Thought they might.
But I want to know, why won't you record with just me?
We are. This is like our 10th one together. Legit.
Okay. But you always put up a fight. And then when we do it, you just like want to get it over with. And I don't know why. You do. And it hurts my feelings.
I apologize.
But you don't mean it. You can apologize, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't actually mean it.
Oh, okay.
And I know you don't mean it.
I do mean it.
You don't.
That water's probably covering your entire head.
I don't
She has
care.
a Stanley. She has one of those 40-ounce Stanley cups.
No, I don't actually.
How many ounces is that?
It's not a Stanley.
The Hydro Flask.
Yeah. I don't know how many ounces it is.
So yeah, we'll keep it short tonight because it's almost bedtime. So what's been new? How's your body? How's your mind?
Well, I'm kind of mad at you.
We got to move past. I said I apologize.
Well, that's not what I was going to say.
You ended it with a farting in my mouth. You ended everything.
No, but you make me sad sometimes.
Oh, no.
You do.
I'm sorry.
You make me sad.
She also sent me just a casual link to a necklace that she wanted. And it was like $2,300.
It was a 14 karat gold diamond studded burger necklace.
For $2,300. But they did have a 15% off coupon, so I don't know why I wouldn't buy it, honestly.
Free shipping.
God.
Well, because I deserve gifts.
You do. We had our 1-year anniversary recently. And
what'd you get me?
What did I get you?
You tell me.
Oh, I got you that bird feeder. That I'll put up while you're gone. I thought you might like to watch birds outside while you work from home. Why are you laughing?
I need to state this because I'm sorry. Like, I do appreciate everything you do and you give me, but you're the world's worst gift giver.
What?
The world's worst gift giver.
That cat's going to launch up here. Hang on. No, I thought you would enjoy that long term, just like watching your birds in the backyard.
You didn't even wrap it.
No, I didn't. 'Cause I didn't know how to wrap
it. Was
yeah, I didn't know how to wrap that in the bag of food, the bird food. It was heavy. It didn't really go in a box very well.
And then, what did you get me for my birthday?
Your birthday?
Yeah.
Back in November?
Actually, let's go to Christmas.
Oh,
what'd you get me for Christmas?
I can't remember all these things.
I remember. This is what you got me. You got me a light up running vest.
Which was nice.
Yeah, but you use it more than I do.
No.
You steal it.
No.
And then you got me my face lotion that I really like, Drunk Elephant. And it's weird because I only got to start using it last week and it's almost empty.
Yeah, I didn't know I liked it until I bought it for you, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like this stuff. I'll get you another one.
And other than that, the other thing that's weird.
I got you a lot of gifts for Christmas. I remember you opening like 6 or 7, right? Remember that stack?
Yeah, but
shoes.
You can't call it a stack.
Oh.
Just because you put one thing of lotion in a box by itself.
Hey,
And you're like, this is a new present.
What you were really looking for was like how much thousands I spent.
That's not entirely true.
It's somewhat true.
I'm not saying money can buy my love. I'm just saying it can buy my love.
That's sad.
Why? I like nice things.
I understand you do. But I just know you, and I know if I bought you a $2,300 diamond studded 14 karat burger necklace, it will get worn twice and then end up in a drawer with all the $9 jewelry.
I'm not saying you don't love me. I'm just saying that Alex Earl's boyfriend loves her more than you love me because she got a panda necklace.
Yeah, unfortunately, Max sees things on TikTok and it's like, oh, I need that now.
Yeah.
Like the boo baskets.
According to TikTok, I'm very abused.
Jeez. What does that mean?
It means I'm not getting treated the way I should be treated, which is like a queen.
I treat you very well. I literally made you and Tess, our friend Tess, was over dinner while you guys took Enneagram tests tonight.
Yeah, but you yeah.
Yeah. The answer is yeah.
The answer is you reheated leftover soup.
Hey, and I got some bread for you.
Some bread for you.
But you know, I served you.
We did. Let's see. Let's recap our week.
Okay.
Our weekend. Friday, what did we do Friday?
It's a good question.
Shoot.
I don't remember.
Oh.
Anything?
We had to have done something, I think. Yes, we had to have.
Let me look at my phone.
Oh my gosh.
Keep going. We ran, I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah, we did run together, and then you made the soup.
Right. We just had a night
I think
in.
we just had a night in. Saturday we got up and I ran a group run. Paul again is doing this weird thing where he just runs alone so he can get attention.
It's not why.
So I ran a group run afterwards.
Like how you casually just said that when it's not true.
Casually. And I went and got bagels. And then after bagels, we actually headed over. Well, we had a couple hours in between them, but it was like basically spent rotting. We got the chance to head down to Kalamazoo, Michigan, to a local running store, or I guess not local.
My hometown.
It's called Gazelle Sports. It's technically not local. Oh, do not eat my plant.
She's eating. One of our cats is eating plants.
So annoying.
It's poisonous.
Anyway, so got to go to Gazelle Sports because we were invited down there. they were having an event for a company called Pioneer.
We didn't get invited. Right?
I mean, everyone was invited.
Anyone could go. Yeah.
And everyone was invited. And one of our friends, Tommy.
Shout out Tommy Runs.
Tommy Runs was hosting a panel with the, creator, owner,
founder,
president, founder of Pioneer.
Sid,
which is the only Black-owned running clothing company
in the U.S.
And it was cool. We got to hear his story, how he started it, why he cares about it, why we should care about it, everything that goes into it, things like that. And it was really cool. It was a really great opportunity to hear from someone breaking into the industry, as well as obviously someone who can speak towards like diversity and what that should mean to everyone, not just him as the founder of Pioneer.
Yeah, and you bought a crop top from them.
I did. I bought a crop top. It was one of the only shirts I think they have for their women's line right now currently, but they're still pretty small. Breaking in, like I said, into the
check out
industry.
Pioneers.
Yeah, check it out.
It's spelled
really cool.
PYRN. Pioneers. PYNR. Let me look it up.
Okay. Anyway,
it's a unique spelling, which I kind of like, but
as someone who is kind of
PYNRS.
So look them up. But I thought it was very interesting. I was telling Tess today, we headed over to a coffee shop and went to like a little pop-up for a plant store. And I was telling them that it was really cool listening to this concept of diversity and creating spaces for people, because as someone who has semi-recently started a running group, and a running team in our area, I feel like I'm always looking for ways to make people feel safe when they come and hang out with us or spend time with us, want to be a part of the group, things like that. And something that really stood out to me was they said that there's a difference between creating a space where everyone can come, or it's accessible to everyone. Like, hey, anyone can come here. Like, we're not going to turn you away, basically. And then actually deliberately creating a space where people, like for everyone, and with everyone in mind, and the difference between that.
How do you do that when you're dumb question. How do you do that when you're just showing up to run 4 miles?
Yeah, I don't know. I think in a very nice way, when we were talking to Tommy about it, I kind of asked him, because obviously if you've listened to our podcast before, you heard our conversation with Rashard, and how he also mentioned that like something you should look for is if you are hosting a running event or any group, if you say everyone can show up and they do, how does that make you feel? And being aware of that.
Yeah, are you ready for it?
Yeah, basically. And I think Tommy, in a very nice way, when we talked to him a little bit about it afterwards, it's going to be hard for us, I think. And that is because we are not a minority.
Right.
I'm a white 28-year-old female. Obviously, there's stuff I can do, but it's different, right? Like, it's different. I'm showing up differently for that community of people. So I don't know. Like, I think that's something that we're going to struggle with. And
maybe get people of minority, minority people in a little more of like power positions.
Yeah. And Sid kind of touched on that too. Like, there's a difference between like people who obviously hire minorities and then people who have minorities in leadership positions. Right. Like making sure there's like a different background, a different way of thinking up top. Unfortunately, we don't necessarily have at this point, like some sort of leadership board,
right?
I guess for this run
we're
club.
Too small, too poor, and
too poor. This is also true.
We don't know what the hell we're doing. But
that's true. But yeah, I just thought it was a interesting concept, and I think that's just like, as people who are listening to this and people in this community specifically, I mean everyone obviously, but it's just something to think about. I mean, think about your surroundings, think about the people you are around, the communities that you're a part of, and like how you can also help in that way. Because I don't know that answer. I just don't know.
We'll learn. Hopefully we learn and grow and make changes. as we see fit.
Yeah. And I think that obviously Tommy has said that he would be more than happy to eventually get on the podcast. So
come on, Tommy.
Questions for him, I guess.
Hurry up.
I have questions.
We went to one of my favorite restaurants growing up, Crow's Nest, in the student ghetto of Kalamazoo. If you haven't been there, go. Went there with Tommy, and he was educating us on a lot of things.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We talked about Kelvin Kiptum.
We did.
And for people that maybe aren't runners that listen to this, which I'm assuming there's maybe one or two of them.
People who randomly find us.
Yeah. Kelvin Kiptum broke back in October in Chicago at the Chicago
He's a
Marathon.
Kenyan runner.
He's a Kenyan runner.
Age 24.
24 years old. Broke the marathon world record time, 2 hours, 35 seconds, which is like a 4:36 pace or something. It's
insane. And that was in Chicago at the Chicago Marathon.
6 months ago.
Yep, 6 months ago. Wild. Very athletic young man. He unfortunately, tragically passed away in a car accident right before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So that was last Sunday?
Like, literally, 10 minutes before the Super Bowl, it felt like. Or maybe a half hour, I don't even know.
It was him and his coach, and then another woman that I can't identify. The woman did not die,
right.
But him and his coach did.
We were talking to Tommy about conspiracy theories on how did that happen?
He also said he wanted that off the record.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll edit this out. I don't remember him saying that.
We can talk about our conspiracy theories, but he said that his was off the record.
Oh, I didn't even say it.
But you were about to say we were talking about it.
Oh, I just said we were talking to Tommy about conspiracy theories.
Oh, I just feel like maybe.
What's your conspiracy theory on what happened?
My conspiracy
Again, you're getting
theory?
nervous like Andrew did where you think we're on live TV.
No, I'm not getting nervous. I'm telling you so that you know, because there's got to be a break in that conversation.
Do you think there's something behind his death, or do you think it was just a freak accident?
I don't know. I mean, I and this is what I said last night, is that I think that it's so sad that someone so young and so talented could die just out of the blue. That just doesn't happen. I don't know. It just seems like that's not real. That can't really be. That can't be what happened, especially when he was going to try to break 2 hours.
I'm trying to think of when that has happened in recent memory, and I can't think of an example.
I think the weirdest thing about it is it probably has, right? There's people all over the universe, and they're like, my 24-year-old randomly died in a car crash, but there were no drugs or alcohol in use in that situation. He had just kind of unexpectedly rose to this position of being famous, I guess, in a way, well, in the running community, because up till he broke the record and a little bit before then, he wasn't a known runner. It's not like we were you know who this guy is. Right.
He wasn't he was probably known within running circles very well.
I'm sure within his running circles, he had run, 64, 68 half marathons in Kenya.
Right.
But as far as universal, around the world, he wasn't this crazy figure. But then obviously dying so crazy after it's only 6 months ago he broke this world record. A month later he was about to try again, not to break the record, but I guess to break his record. His record. And then he just passes away. I don't know, you look for an excuse of well, that can't be just it just can't be that unlucky, that can't be the situation. I think he might be AI. Yeah.
No.
He's AI.
Tommy said he touched him and it felt like a person.
Okay. Why can't AI feel like people?
I don't know. They haven't made one yet.
Well, you don't know that. As far as you're concerned, they have not made AI people. Did you not watch the Super Bowl halftime performance? That looked like a bunch of AI.
Usher?
Did you see the way he was moving?
Usher can dance.
I'm just saying AI.
Usher can definitely dance.
AI
He's been
can do
doing
some
that for
crazy
20
things.
years.
And maybe the AI was getting out of control and they had to kill him off.
No.
I'm just saying.
I hope not. I hope that's not the case.
Well, I feel like that'd almost be less tragic than if he were a real person.
R.I.P. Kelvin Kiptum, but now someone's going to have to break his record, and I don't know, it could be me. We'll see.
It won't be.
Oh.
You're let's be realistic here. I'm just saying.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but like,
why? If I have goals,
what's your last marathon time?
3:09.
3:09, right?
I just need like an hour and 10 minutes off.
And you're already 35. I'm going to be honest. Like, do you think you're going to be running marathons for much longer than 5 more years?
I think is like 38 or 39. He's doing like 2:02s, you know?
Yeah, but I don't think he started at like a 3:09.
It's hard to say.
It's a 35-year-old,
no, but
5'2" white man.
Wow. For the record, I am 5'2". No.
I'm just saying.
We both have marathons in respectively 8 and 10 weeks out. Mm-hmm. Mac's doing Carmel. I'm doing Toledo.
Everyone's doing Carmel. It's where it's at.
Everyone's doing Carmel. If you're not going to be in Carmel, Indiana, on the weekend of April 14th, what the hell are you doing?
Probably going to be in Boston.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Another major marathon.
It is fun. Yeah. Oh, well, at least that's Monday, though, so it's not like we can't watch it. So that'll be cool. How do you feel about your training up to this point?
I don't know.
You're like halfway through, right? Yeah, you're like
more than halfway through, I feel like, right?
16-week block, right?
Oh, I guess you're right. Yes. Yeah. That makes you feel better when you phrase it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty nervous for this marathon, to be honest.
I'd say the base building portion's kind of set.
Yeah.
And
just more workouts and things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty nervous for this marathon, if I'm being honest. I don't really want to even set a goal.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't want to set a time?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to try my best out there to PR. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like I don't know why, but this last year I had a really rough go of like, and I didn't hit any of my races. Like, no, I didn't have a single race go well in terms of like hitting my goal. Mm. Like, Chicago fell short. I PR'd, but I fell short of my goal, and it was very painful. And I was just had a really bad taste in my mouth, I guess. And then, obviously, prior to that Riverbank run, didn't hit my goal by 2 seconds.
Right.
The Twilight 5Ks by Tracksmith didn't hit any of my goals there. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you do need to be patient. I think
it's a patience thing.
You don't think so? You're so new. You're 2 years in.
I understand that, but these races weren't like out of my means.
I understand.
I think that's different. It's not like I'm saying like, oh, I want to be sub 3 right now, and I'm not sub 3, so like I hate running.
When you say you have a bad taste in your mouth, well, what does that mean? Like, what do you want to quit running, or do you want to like?
No, I just in terms of like the Chicago Marathon, running a marathon, it just left a bad taste in my mouth because it was one, I didn't hit my goal, but two, it was a very painful race for me. It wasn't like I finished and I was like, oh shoot, like I didn't hit my goal, like that sucks. It was like from mile 15 on, it was pain.
Right.
Which I think is different than just like not hitting your goal. That's like not a good time to be in pain for that long, I guess.
You haven't been able to look back at that and be like, well, I still PR'd. I am looking back. I am happy with it. Or you're still like, you have like animosity towards that day.
It's not animosity.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm just disappointed in my performance. I know, I think I look back at that training block, and I guess it scares me about this one because I look back and I think I hit a lot of I think I was in really good shape. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that like I had kind of a rough go at it and like didn't hit it makes me nervous for this training block because I feel like I did a lot more workouts then, and obviously weather was on my side and weather of training block as well. So I don't know.
Well, like last year at Riverbank, the Riverbank Run 25K here in Grand Rapids, you didn't have the race you wanted to have, and it feels like you have like hatred towards that race now.
I don't have hatred towards that race. I think one, I didn't hit the time I wanted, which I know if I did it now, I would easily hit the time. Mm-hmm. Just I'm in a different place. I was coming off of an ultra marathon. I don't think racing, what was it, like a month and a half after was the best idea I had. I don't have hatred for the race. I just don't feel the need to race it again. Like, it's not something where like I don't feel this pressure of like, oh, I got to go out there and prove something to myself. Like, I did not enjoy the course. So I don't feel the need to go out there and race it. I just don't want to this year.
Okay.
I feel like that's fair. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone needs to feel pressured because they had a bad race at like somewhere, or they like didn't like it to like go back there and prove something to themselves. You can not like a course.
I understand.
I feel like it's very, like people look at me like I'm crazy, but like I just didn't necessarily enjoy running Chicago. And it wasn't because Chicago wasn't exciting. It was just, to me, for a race day experience, the major was overwhelming. Like running a major marathon was overwhelming. There were so many people. I never calmed down. I kind of felt like all over the place in the morning. I forgot my food, and like it was just kind of like a hodgepodge. And like, I think that maybe smaller races just suit me better.
Maybe your jam. We'll see at Carmel.
And that's fine. But I don't think that like, it's not mean I hate them.
I know. I've heard you talk not like poorly about the race, but like your experience at Riverbank, and it seems like you're very salty about it.
Well, yeah, you're going to be salty if you don't hit the like goal time you wanted.
Yeah.
Like, I think that sucks for me.
I think you and I are different in the sense of like, I kind of want to go back and like do it better, I guess.
And that's good for you.
I know. I'm just saying we're different.
Yeah, we're different. That doesn't make, like, one's not better than the other.
I know.
I don't personally feel like I have to prove something to myself.
I understand.
Because if I went and ran that race today, the fitness that I'm at today, I know would be so different than the fitness I was at last year.
Right.
At that time.
That doesn't give you like the itch to be like, maybe I should throw it down, see if I can get like sub 2 hours.
Not really. Because I know I could.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have doubt in my fitness and my capabilities. I feel like for you to say that is like, oh, like you feel like you have something to prove to yourself. Like if you don't do it in real life, like it means you like technically couldn't. I don't know.
I think for me, I guess because it's an identical, like you're doing it from one year to the next. There's no other variable other than the result.
There is though.
What do you mean?
Your whole year is a variable.
Well, I just mean
if I ran Riverbank last year, when I ran Riverbank last year, which is Riverbank is a 25K in Grand Rapids, Michigan. When I ran it last year, I was a month off of an ultra marathon I did in the mountains. Okay, so that's a variable that I ran an ultra marathon. The weather on that day was like 97% humidity. It was raining. That's a variable. So then this year, my variable would be I'm coming off of a marathon where this is my A race for spring. So I'm going to give my all at my A race in April. And that's 1 month exactly from Riverbank Run. There's a variable. If we wake up at Riverbank Run day, which has happened before, and it's 100 degrees, that's a variable.
Yeah, no, I understand. What I'm saying is like if I look at it on paper and if I can like, I guess just my personality, if I can shave off and like see a lower time on my Strava, I just have like a thing where I like to see that. I don't know why.
I feel like that's an ego thing.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, because that's your ego saying, well, like I must have gotten better if I could do a better time this year.
Yeah,
it's the same race.
That's if it's the exact same race and I can maybe do a better time, it will tell me, okay, I'm doing better with my fitness. But yeah, for you.
But I feel like you should know that, right? Like if you, like I know based off of the times that I hit in my training cycles, like if I look back at this time last year and look at my easy paces and the effort that I was putting out, versus now, that's a sign that I'm doing better. My easy paces have like naturally sped up a bit. Like I trust in the process of like running is just added on fitness, that like I don't need to go back and race a 25K to prove to myself that I'm more fit than last year.
Oh, we'd love to have you there.
I'm going to be there cheering. And maybe like, and that's not to say 1 year I won't go back. Like maybe next year I won't do a spring marathon and I'll just train for the 25K, but just, it's not, my identity doesn't ride on like having that race time go lower.
Yeah, I understand. And
I don't know. I guess like I also want to make sure that myself as a runner, that my identity and like my self-worth does not ever lie in like a race time. Like if I were to go out to Carmel and something happens and I run a 3:45 or even a 4-hour marathon, like that doesn't say anything about where I'm at as a person, like in my fitness. Like something happens and that's fine, and like that's just life, I guess.
Yeah, anything could happen race day.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I never want to bank it on that. Like I'm looking at like training cycles and like my running career as a whole as it continues. And also I do think there's a bit of nerves with me this year when it comes to racing a little bit, because I do think as much as I'm invested in my own racing and my own training cycle, I do have a added layer of stress this year from like running like trying to stand society up from the ground, I guess. Like I do have an added focus of like, I've been heavily invested in that. And it's, I guess like that is an added stress.
Yeah.
So that's just where I'm at.
It's a good stress, right?
At times, I think.
Yeah.
I like what I'm doing.
Because you wouldn't do it if you didn't want to.
No.
Right.
And I like what I'm doing for the community. It just is an added stress. There's layers to it. And obviously, like, I want to be bringing something that's valuable for everyone who's a part of it.
Oh, we're getting tired. No, yeah, and if you are in the Grand Rapids or Michigan area or within driving distance, April 21st, 2024. So in...
Or fly out.
Yeah, or fly. It's worth it. Totally worth it. We're hosting a mile race.
A road mile race.
Society Track Club is hosting a mile-long race.
And I feel like...
April 21st.
I feel like people don't... I don't know if this is true, I guess, in my opinion. I feel like people don't understand that it's going to be like a sanctioned race.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a group run where like, okay, guys, we're all showing up and there's going to be an unofficial timer. It's
I wonder if people think that, if it's just like, oh, they're doing it for fun.
I know. I wonder if they think that too. Like this is not a for fun thing. Like, well, I mean, I guess
there's
yes.
There's going to be a gun.
Yes, there's not going to be a gun.
I want to shoot a gun when it starts.
No, there is going to be cash prizes for elites, non-binary, which I think is pretty cool. I like that. I think that stands out.
Think we'll have enough participants?
Yeah, and if we don't, then it's going to go back into the fund, and then next year it'll come back out until we get participants who want to identify as non-binary. Like, it's always going to be a choice with us. And then, so cash prizes, obviously there's a timing mat, beginning and end, after party, chips and stuff like that. Elites.
There will be an elite group, kids group, open group. So come on
how
out.
do you make it seem more legit than like, hey, we're all meeting here for a casual mile race?
Right.
Like,
I think it's just going to take... it's going to take at least one time, right?
Yeah.
For people to be like, oh, I saw a video of that. That actually was a race. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can get like decent footage while we're out there.
Yeah, we should ask Nick.
Who?
Nick.
Jamora?
Yeah.
Or for like photos?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Or videography.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, come out to that. Mac is leaving tomorrow to Denver for work for 4 days.
Oh, I love it. I can't wait.
Really?
I need time alone.
Okay.
It's nothing against you. Okay. It just sometimes it feels good to travel alone, and I'm in my own little hotel room all alone, and I get like I just
say it again.
Alone.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Sometimes I need it. I need it. Sometimes this house stresses me out.
I stress you out.
You stress me out sometimes.
Wow. That hurts.
I just like, why does that hurt?
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure I stress you out. You're telling me I don't stress you out?
Not really.
Never?
No. I know I stress you out because I know you are very, very, very particular about things.
I'm not particular about things.
I'm not quite as particular about things.
I'm not particular about things. What am I particular about? Tell me. Look around us. Tell me what I'm particular about.
What do you mean?
I'm not particular.
About like where things are?
Like about things.
We've talked about this on the podcast too many times. Dishes, clothes. Sure. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to miss you. I'm probably going to host some podcasts while you're gone.
You're not going to host. That's not fair because I've always wanted to host my own podcast all alone and you would never let me.
What? Never let you?
Because I would do a really good.
How many days are you rotting on the couch where you could fire up these mics?
That's fucked up that you brought that up.
What? Fire up the mics. Now, you're going to have to give me the recordings to upload, and we'll see if they do.
See, that's what I mean. It's like you would never do it.
I would if I would have to listen to it, obviously.
I could probably do it tomorrow before I leave. Just sit here in the kitchen.
No.
Why?
I mean, you could. Are you going to?
I might leave this up, and we'll see if I do. You know what? You're just mean. Because I could do a good one. I think that I have a lot to talk about, but sometimes I feel like you get bored of hearing me talk.
I don't get bored of you.
I think you do.
Oh, my God.
We're fighting.
You're making assumptions.
I'm not making assumptions.
No, I like hearing your voice. It's pleasant.
It's pleasant.
I'm still not over the fact that you farted in my mouth, but we move on.
Farts are fun.
So, yeah, if anyone wants to be a guest this week, holler at your boy. What?
Well, Nora and Alex are coming on
Friday. Yeah,
Nora and Alex.
We'll be having some guests on Friday.
Yeah, they have interesting backstories, and you get to hear a new accent that's not Michigan.
It's similar.
Don't you know?
It's similar.
That's not good. Oh,
right.
yeah.
Should we end it there? What are we at? 37 minutes?
I have a lot more I could talk about.
That's
fine.
It's bedtime, right?
That's what stresses me out is you control everything.
Oh, should we keep talking?
Yeah, because I have something else to complain about. Here's another thing to complain about is that like you don't get to call the shots on what bedtime is anymore. And you want to know what? When I'm in Denver, I'm going to stay up as late as I want, Dad. I'm going to literally stay up all night. And you want to know what else? I'm going to have ice cream right before bed and nobody's going to tell me not to.
I never tell you don't have ice cream before bed.
Yes, you do. You say you shouldn't have sweets before bed and you're going to be hyper.
Well, yeah, you do get hyper and you get actually psychotic in bed sometimes when we get in.
That's not true.
Like,
but I do that out of love because we don't spend a lot of time together during the day.
mm-hmm.
Then when we get into bed, it's the only time we have together where we're not on our phones. So then I get all like, I want to hang out.
I know.
It's just out of love.
You want to have like wrestling matches on the mattress.
People are going to think that's sexual, and it's not.
Unfortunately, it's not.
It's not.
The cats are causing destruction in this place.
I know. It's River.
But yeah, I think that's a good closing spot.
You want to know what I think we should close on? Food for thought.
What does that mean?
It's when you say something and you let people take it away.
Okay,
and then
say something
they munch on it.
and then let them think about it. Go ahead. What do you got? We're waiting.
Food for thought.
Okay. I'm gonna have to edit this. This huge break of Mac's thought. What is your thought that you need people to think about?
I'm thinking about it. I want to leave them with something. I think it's important.
She's got nothing.
No, I think it's important.
You're just making this more difficult on me with the
Yeah,
editing.
you know what? I don't even care. Can you please make sure that you add in the part that I was interviewing Frodo?
Yeah, I'll try.
Because it was so cute. I know.
What?
I think, and you know what? We should do more things on Instagram where people can like write in and like say something, because I think this is my food for thought.
What?
It's because we talked a lot about like community and identity and creating a space for everyone. And I think that my food for thought for everyone is like walk away and really take some time this week to like identify what you put emphasis on in terms of your self-worth. And like where your self-worth lies and how you can maybe shift that for a more healthier emphasis. River's the star of this show.
So that's the food for thought.
Food for thought. River, you have any food for thoughts?
Check in on your self-worth.
There you go. Have any food thoughts?
All right. Mac just rips on her
No,
neck.
I don't. Okay.
All right.
No one can see this,
out.
but we're out.
Peace.
Peace.
See ya.